If you're renting in New South Wales, it's getting easier to have a pet. If you want to get a pet in a New South Wales rental, you will first need to fill out the approved form. You can find the form on the New South Wales Fair Trading website. Once you've given the form to the landlord, they'll have 21 days to get back to you, also using the approved form. If you don't hear from them within the 21 days, the law says they have agreed. You can get your pet. Landlords are allowed to say no to a pet, but only for one of the following reasons. If it would result in an unreasonable number of animals, if the property is unsuitable for the animal due to inadequate fencing, lack of space, or poor layout or condition, the property is unsuitable because the animal cannot be kept there humanely, the animal would likely cause damage exceeding the rental bond, if the landlord lives at the property, if keeping the animal would violate laws, council orders, bylaws or community rules, or if the tenant has not agreed to reasonable conditions set by the landlord. Landlords might agree to you having a pet, but decide to place conditions on you having one. These conditions have to be reasonable and related to both the type of animal and the property. For example, if the kind of animal isn't normally kept indoors, the landlord can require that it not be allowed inside. And if the animal will be kept indoors, the landlord may require the tenant to clean the carpets professionally when they move out, and if the animal is a mammal, you may also be required to fumigate. There may be conditions also that are directly related to keeping the animal in the property, as long as they make sense for the type of animal and the property. Landlords aren't able to impose conditions that are not reasonable or that are not legally allowed in a tenancy agreement. For example, landlords can't increase the rent because of the animal, and they can't ask you for a pet bond. If you disagree with the reason the landlord has given you to refuse a pet, or the conditions the landlord has placed on you having a pet, you can apply to the New South Wales Civil and Administrative Tribunal. The time limit is 28 days from the landlord's notice of their decision. The tribunal will look at the evidence and decide whether the refusal or the conditions are allowed. If you're feeling unsure or overwhelmed, you're not alone. Free and confidential advice is available from your local Tenants Advice and Advocacy Service. Advocates can help you understand your options. You can also visit tenants.org.au for more detailed information. Stay informed, know your rights, and remember, help is there if you need it.